Alright, so we laid the groundwork for a basic choose your own adventure, which uses a set of variables to keep track of the, different aspects of the hero. And I just want to give you guys some examples of ways that you can make it even more interesting. Right? Maybe another way you can make it more interesting is you can have an armor variable, right? And you could set it equal to nothing at first, or maybe you could set it equal to clothing at first, because that's probably armor. That's probably what he is wearing when he gets out of bed, right? But he could possibly get a shield, or he can get leather clothes, or a breastplate, right? And associated with that, you could also have an armor, or maybe you could have like a armor defense, or maybe just a defense. And so clothing would give a 0 amount of defense, and if he gets a shield, then maybe his defense goes up to 5, and if he gets a breastplate, then maybe his armor goes up to 10, right? And then how would you use the armor in your defense? Well, whenever you're fighting with something, then when your energy goes down, right, you're going to deal out the enemy's damage, which I believe in this case it's 10, right? And you're going to add the defense, armor defense, right? So if armor defense is 5, then it will change this to be not 10 damage, but -5 damage, right? So you can have the hero's armor that he has affect how much damage he takes from the enemy, right? So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is also, if he fights an enemy, right, and he defeats that enemy, then maybe you can also have an enemy gil, right? And so maybe this is how much gil the enemy will lose if he is defeated. And then once the enemy is defeated, then you would do a change gil by enemy gil, right? So this would add gil to the hero's pocket for every enemy that he defeats. And so that way you can create this game where, maybe there's an area of the game where the hero can choose to continue fighting different enemies, right? It's like, oh, choice 1, continue looking for enemies in the woods, or choice 2, move on to the castle, right? And the hero might want to continue fighting enemies in the woods. And why would he want to do that? Well, he might want to do that so he can earn some more gil. And why would he want to earn more gil? So that later on he could possibly purchase a better weapon, or purchase a better armor, or if you use potions in your game, he could maybe purchase a potion as well, so that he can increase his health, right? So these are all different ways that you can make your game even more interesting, and kind of more similar to something that you would see in a typical game like World of Warcraft, or some kind of a role-playing game on PlayStation or Xbox, right? So just a couple of thoughts, and now I'm going to leave the rest up to a challenge exercise. You can either just keep it the way it is, or you can continue adding more of these additional aspects to the game to make it more interesting.